Multiple death dates. Have anybody ever been told, oh, when it's your time to go? Do you really believe that you have a time, just one time written that when you get up out of here, you get up out of here? Well, really, I call it a graduation to the real life. But there's actually multiple death dates. Meaning, have you ever been around somebody or, oh, I was about to go to the party, but some told me that I didn't want to go out that night, and then the whole party got shot up. Or I didn't want to take a trip and the whole car crashed up. You can be warned into death. We also can walk into premature death plenty of times in life. I've had dreams of my own death and descending to a higher atmosphere and has made decisions to correct those things. You can't correct them all, but you can correct some of them. It's just the intuition of believing and hearing in the voices that will warn you before a death. Because there's other powers that be that will try to take you before your time, before you're ready to descend from hell. Which means they want to bring you back in for another life in hell. When you're not prepared to leave and descend to another place, then you get brought back around for another evilness. At times your evil may be done in one aspect, and then you're brought back to do another evil, and then you're brought back to do another evil, until you figure out what's really going on with the universe and getting tapped. That's when you only can align with the spiritual and descend to your graduation to the higher of the real life, which is eternity. So multiple death dates are pronounced through life. That's why we have certain situations to where, oh man, I could have been on that flight. Oh man, I could have been in that place. I had a ticket for there, but at the last minute plans changed. You were graced out of that death. So plenty of times you can die, plenty of times over and over and over again, and plenty of times you make a choice to avoid those situations. So one death date, it's not what you think it is. Everybody always has this idea of life and has this idea of death, but it's not comprehensible to the human mind. Science is only based on as far as a human being can think, and the strongest the brain can think, and that based on what they said, their intellect and their IQ, the highest that the brain can produce or can think, those educated assumptions or theories or hypotheses or common sense conclusions that they come to from their mathematical of the human brain comes to a conclusion of the answer. Multiple people agree on this. Multiple people see that, oh, this can equal this, but it only can equal so much what the brain can think of. So what I'm trying to say is, there's things in this life and in the afterlife that our brains cannot fully wrap our heads around. Literally, we don't have the brain function power to really make an assessment on the afterlife and or life. It's more than what our minds can comprehend. It's more than what our minds can think. So just because a man can say, oh, this is how this is, and this is how this goes, and this is what this is, and our group of scientists and our mathematical equations brought us to this, and this history told us this, and this civilization told us this, doesn't mean that it's the actual truth. It's just the truth as far as the human brain can conduct the truth of that. But see, life goes beyond human beings, and life goes beyond human brains. It's just something you cannot wrap your head around. There's plenty of life that exists, that has housing, that has children, that has, things that we have as human beings. Like, look at an ant civilization. And for their size, they're pretty much one of the strongest things that exist for their size, they can live. They are completely strong for their size, and they have babies. They have colonies. They have, just like bees. They have babies. They have a queen. They have workers. I mean, but you can't ask an ant what a car is. You don't know what that car means to that ant, or you don't know what that house means to that bee where he built his nest. So in their own brain, oh, this is what a house is, and, to the bee, and to the ant, oh, this is what whatever it is. This is what this car is. This is what this bicycle is. It doesn't know that it's actually a car. It doesn't know that it's actually a bicycle. The bee doesn't know that they're building their next on a house. But to their intellects, you don't know what they're saying. Oh, this is a house, but we're saying that it's whatever they saying it is in whatever languages that they speak. So we're the same way in a civilization of human beings. Just because we see something and our mind takes it to what we think it is doesn't mean actually it is what it is. And the only way to know what the true definition of things are to tap into the universe, where we can find answers that are completely real and that are completely true. Without those actual truths, or at those reasons, we are left to hypotheses, and we are left to lies and deceit of our own self. We are our own worst enemies because we believe in our own selves, in our own brains. We don't believe that there's anything of a higher intellect above us, and the ones that do feel like they're on the level of that higher intellectual thinking, that we can think just the same as they can think, and which is completely true. So that leaves everything in the midst of unknown. And when you live in a land of unknown, you can never learn how and what to be and what to do unless you tap in, check in with the universe, and get the actual truth. So death dates are just one of the truths. Everything's not pearly gates and heavenly bricks and all of this and all of that. Is just a man conclusion, a twisted plots of the pimping. To get the actual truth on things, people will actually visit you from their higher realms and their higher self and tell you it's not what it is. Heaven is not what it is. Anybody that has any loved ones will tell you, I'm okay, I'm alright, but this is not what it is. The afterlife is not what you think it is.